You know that version of you that exists only on your For You page. The one who wakes up at 5 in the morning with no alarm, skin glowing, matching workout set already on, pouring green juice into a glass that somehow never stains, journaling about gratitude while the sun rises perfectly behind a perfectly clean window. Yeah, that is not you. Real you wakes up, stares at the ceiling for a solid minute, opens your phone, and gets punched in the face by a highlight reel of people who seem to have their life together before you have even found the will to sit up. Somewhere between the third that girl morning routine and the fifth glow up transformation, a little voice in your head goes cool. So apparently, I am the ugliest, laziest, most undisciplined creature alive. Welcome back to Simply Chaos, the channel for people whose real morning routine is doomscroll, self-loathe, promise to change everything tomorrow. Repeat. Today, we are talking about toxic self-improvement. The secret scam where hating yourself is marketed as self-care, and somehow you walked into the cult willingly with a vision board and a color-coded planner. Let us start with something uncomfortable. You do not actually want to improve yourself. You want to stop hating yourself. There is a difference. The apps and videos make it look so wholesome. You are not just another tired human trying to survive late-stage capitalism. No, you are on a journey. You have a wellness routine. You are upgrading, rebranding, optimizing. You do not wake up and think, I hate my life. You wake up and think, I just need to fix a few things. My body, my face, my career, my personality, my trauma, my sleep schedule, my social skills, my productivity, my mindset, my everything. Notice how easily the word self-improvement slides into the word broken. You rarely say, I want to explore more of who I am. You say, I need to fix myself. I need to get my life together. I need to stop being like this. You watch One That Girl video and it is kind of inspiring. She is in her kitchen, chopping fruit in slow motion. Music is soft. There is a candle. She is writing affirmations in a notebook that costs half your weekly grocery budget. You think maybe I could be like that. Maybe if I woke up earlier and drank more water and stopped touching my phone in the morning and journaled and stretched and meditated and read 5 chapters of a book before sunrise, maybe then I would not feel so behind and disgusting and wrong. So you make a plan. Tomorrow you decide, new era, new me. You set your alarm for 5 in the morning. You lay out workout clothes. You save 3 recipes that require ingredients you will absolutely forget to buy. You go to sleep feeling slightly high on the idea of a different you walking around inside the same body. Then tomorrow happens. Your alarm goes off at 5 in the morning and your soul leaves your body. Suddenly, the version of you who made those plans feels like a stranger. That version of you did not realize how warm the bed would be, how heavy your limbs would feel, how your brain would say, I would literally rather die than be conscious right now. You hit snooze once, twice. A few times after that, when you finally get up, it is not sunrise, it is real life. And instead of your morning routine, you get the same old chaos, rushing, guilt, self-hate. And now it is worse, because you do not just feel tired, you feel like a failure at being better. You do not think maybe that routine does not work for my life. You think I am weak. I literally cannot even do what every girl on my feed does daily. What is wrong with me? Here is the part nobody puts in their aesthetic day in my life vlog. Most of what you call self-improvement is not for you. It is for the imaginary audience in your head. You are not thinking this routine will feel good in my body. You are thinking this version of me would look impressive on camera. If someone watched me all day, they would finally think I am disciplined, pretty, valuable, safe to love. When you treat your life like content, self-improvement turns into performance. You are not healing, you are auditioning. You are trying to prove to yourself and everyone else that you are not lazy, not messy, not broken, not too much, not enough. You are in a constant trial, presenting your habits as evidence. Look, jury of the internet, I drank lemon water. I went to the gym. I journaled. I read a nonfiction book about finance. Please do not abandon me. Please do not call me a failure. Please do not confirm the fear I already have about myself. And the wildest part, the verdict never comes. You never reach the moment where you go, yes, I am finally enough now, because the goalpost moves every time you get close. You start drinking more water. Now you feel bad about not taking supplements. You start going to the gym. Now you hate yourself for not having abs yet. You start waking up earlier. Now you feel guilty on the days your body begs to sleep in. Improvement is never a celebration. It is a new weapon, a new way to beat yourself up. The voice in your head does not say, I am proud of you. You did your best today. It says you could have done more. You should have done more. Other people do more. If you really wanted it, you would be different by now. Let us be extremely honest for a second. If you talked to your friends the way you talk to yourself about your habits, you would be the villain in their lives. Imagine if your friend texted you, "I am so tired, I could not wake up early today." And you replied, "Well, if you were not so weak and lazy, you would." If you really cared about your life, you would sleep less, grind more, stop making excuses. You would never say that to someone you love, but you say it to yourself every day, and then you call it motivation. That is not motivation. That is emotional abuse with a pastel filter. The self-improvement industry knows you feel like this. It knows you already suspect there is something fundamentally wrong with you. It does not try to heal that wound. It monetizes it. It whispers, maybe you are not broken. Maybe you are just not trying hard enough. And good news, we sell the solution. Courses, planners, programs, apps, challenges, routines, a never-ending to-do list you can buy to prove you are still in the game. None of this is to say routines are bad. Sleep is good. Water is good. Movement is good. Learning is good. But here is the twist. The same action can be healthy or toxic depending on the energy underneath it. If you go on a walk because your brain feels heavy and you know a bit of movement makes you feel more human, that is care. If you go on a walk because you hate your body and you are punishing it for existing, that is violence. If you journal because your thoughts feel tangled and you want to understand yourself, that is care. If you journal because you think one perfect morning routine will finally make you lovable, that is obsession. If you clean your room because clutter stresses you out and a tidy space helps you breathe, that is care. If you clean your room because you feel like you do not deserve rest until your environment looks like a Pinterest board, that is self-hatred in a maid costume. The question is not, are my habits aesthetic? The question is, am I allowed to be worthy, even on the days I do none of them? The algorithm is never going to tell you to rest. Rest does not perform well. No one goes viral for lying in bed, genuinely resting without guilt. There is no satisfying before and after of you treating yourself with basic kindness. There is no trendy sound for, "I let myself be human today, and that is enough." But your nervous system does not care about trending audio. It cares about safety. It cares about whether the person piloting this body is kind or cruel. Maybe the problem is not that you have failed at every routine you tried. Maybe the problem is that you only choose routines that agree with the belief that you are not allowed to be okay as you are. You pick habits that confirm the story that you are a project, not a person. A glitchy device in need of constant upgrades. Imagine, for a second, that you are not a broken phone that needs a software update. Imagine you are a living thing, a plant. If your plant is wilting, you do not scream at it for not being disciplined enough. You do not set 3 alarms to make sure it photosynthesizes correctly. You do not shame it for not looking like the plant on your Explore page. You check the basics: light, water, soil. You adjust the environment instead of attacking the plant. What would happen if you treated yourself like that? Not as a failure of willpower, but as a creature reacting to its conditions. Of course, you cannot wake up at 5 in the morning when you are exhausted and burnt out. Of course, you cannot stick to a 20-step routine when your brain is drowning in anxiety. Of course, you reach for your phone first thing. It is the only thing that gives you a tiny hit of connection before the day starts fighting you. Instead of asking, "Why am I so weak?" ask, "What would make my life feel less like a battle?" Instead of asking, "How do I become that girl?" ask, "Who am I?" when nobody is watching me. You do not need a perfect routine. You need a kinder narrator in your head. Here is a radical concept. Self-improvement that does not come from self-hatred is boring to watch. It looks like small choices. It looks like going to bed half an hour earlier, not because you hate yourself for scrolling, but because you like how it feels when your brain is not on fire. It looks like drinking water because your head hurts, not because a girl in matching activewear told you that all successful people chug 3 liters before sunrise. It looks like doing one thing today that makes life easier for future you, and then not using it as a personality trait. It also looks like this. Some days you do nothing. Some days the most heroic thing you do is survive. Some days the kindest thing you can do for your future is to stop screaming at your present. Those days are not proof you are regressing. They are proof you are not a robot. The real glow up is not a time lapse of your body changing or your room transforming. The real glow up is the moment you stop believing that you must earn the right to exist by constantly working on yourself. You are allowed to want to grow. You are allowed to want better habits and more stable routines. You are allowed to watch a That Girl video and feel inspired and try a few things. But If every attempt at bettering yourself ends with you hating yourself more, the problem is not you. The problem is the story you are using improvement to tell. Instead of, I will love myself when I finally become that person, try this. I am allowed love now, and any habit I build has to respect that, or it does not get to stay. If that sentence made your brain glitch, good. That is the scam talking. The one that told you your value is in how optimized and productive and aesthetically healed you look. The one that sells you 10 different versions of the same promise. Fix yourself, and then you can live. Here is the truth they cannot monetize. You do not have to turn yourself into a project to be worthy of peace. You do not have to earn your own kindness. You do not have to perform improvement to deserve rest. You are already a person. The work is not to change that. The work is to remember it. This is simply chaos. If you are tired of chasing routines that make you feel worse about yourself, if you have ever looked at your vision board and thought, I do not even know who this person is supposed to be, if you are done treating your life like a glitch that needs a patch, this episode was for you. You can still drink the green juice if you like it. You can still wake up early if it fits your life. But maybe tonight, the most radical act of self-improvement is to look at the person you are right now and say, I am not a broken version of my future self. I am already someone worth taking care of. If that hit a nerve, you know what to do. Like the video, drop a comment about the wildest toxic self-improvement phase you survived, and subscribe to Simply Chaos for more gently savage reality checks about modern life, mental health, and why you are not as broken as the internet needs you to believe.